Hi, it's Hazel. Welcome to my channel, Hazel and Aka Design. I'm so glad you're here. It's time to do the flip through of this baby journal that was commissioned for baby Knox. And I do at least one, possibly two videos showing the work in progress, but is now complete. A little more time to get this one done. The baby has already been born. We know his sex, we know his name, and I guess this is just waiting for a baby shower. So to begin, I used an envelope to create the cover, and of course covered it with fabric. And the brief that I got was that the mother's favorite colors are black and white, and the dad's favorite color is green. Now, of course, green, there are millions of varieties or shades and tints, so you will see a variety of greens in this project. I did do a spine angle because I think it's kind of fun. This was, and I do have a video on using the glue here, on using bangle. Let me just show you. I haven't put these away yet or finished decorating them. You know, one of those expansion bracelets where they fit together like this. They've got the two holes for two elastics. Anyway, I did one with a tiny picture of a baby boy. I've got also a Scrabble tile here and a variety of beads in the three colors. Again, I like the idea of using a diaper pin, and I'm sure that nobody in this day and age is using cloth diapers, so I don't know what happens once these diaper pins are no longer available. This is a beautiful image of a baby. I trimmed it so it fit on this this green matted thing, not with the dots, was actually part of a wedding invitation kit. And basically, I just added that for a bit of background interest. I had this phrase, Celebrations of the Heart, and thought, you know what? Is there anything more celebratory than the birth of a baby? Probably not. And in a recent thrift haul, I found a number of these metal plaques, and of course this one is so cute with the baby handprints. So that's what I chose to do there. Oh, I had, like I said, I'm sure there's a video on me making the cover, or talking about making the cover. There is a piece of that fun foam in there to give it a little, padding and a little squishiness. I added a couple of eyelets. Oh, and I also added an eyelet at the top here and this black bit of lace to cover the stitching for the one signature. Zigzagged around the edge, added an eyelet top and bottom, or front and back, so that I could do a ribbon closure. In watching the customer open other journals that she's bought from me, I noticed that, sometimes people seem to struggle with the wraparound thing. So I just thought that this made a bit more sense this time. So let's get to it. And of course, again, I forgot to do the eyelet for the closure before I added this side pocket. And this is just a paper snippet roll thing made with little tiny scraps all stacked one on top of the other, and then some crazy stitching on top. I used a little K there just for a bit of decoration. Now the eyelet, of course, makes the pocket shallower. Instead of it being like almost a 2-inch tuck, it is basically down to 1 inch and a bit. So again, I have my message in there about this journal, and of course, I think that's important, especially for people who aren't familiar with this whole business of handmade journals and why we do them and what their intended use is. Again, pages out of a baby book that, you know, would be useful. I didn't sew it into the journal, but thought it was important anyway. This one is also out of a vintage baby book, and it has some milestones listed for, you know, the first or for the quarters. No, I guess what would you call them? The thirds of a year. Now, it would be interesting to know, because that's how my mind works, whether or not what those developmental milestones are the same now as they would have been, say, in the 70s or 80s. But that's a discussion for another day, I guess. So I just used this paper, and I think this came from Dollar Tree, so it is very, very thin. This is just a little cute card that had this photo slot, and of course I had this footprint. Doesn't total, it's not a great fit, but I'm hoping that they, whoops, now I won't be able to get it back in position. I'm hoping that they obviously put a photo in. And I just used a rub-on that says little one and these baby blocks at the bottom. And I'm using a fancy paper clip, go figure, instead of just hanging on to it. I just want to keep checking my positioning here. This book is a little taller because I left room at the top so you can see that my signature is not centered, but I wanted room for the spine dangle eyelet. This is just a number of fussy cut images of boys, you know, from a baby to a teen, and you can tell that they're vintage. This is out of another baby book. Oh, and I had, believe it or not, my grandson is going to be, oh my goodness, is he going to be 15 next month? Anyway, would you believe I still had some little die cut images of these onesies that we had made for his baby shower. So vintage. Anyway, these are just some images, and this one has a quote about mothers. Little fabric tab on that one, paper tab on that one, and group them together so it looks kind of like they belong together. Because of course, I've mixed a variety of styles in here. I also got a number of stickers that are really nice, and I fussy cut closer to the edge and I picked out the ones that are sort of in the green or black family. And I just, because I figured anything with wheels. Oh, we also know that the father loves cars and trucks, so that was an overriding theme through the journal as well. But I used as many stickers and die cuts as I thought I could get away with. So it's, you know, on one page we've got a onesie, which is about the first article of clothing a baby's going to wear, and then all the way up to, you know, maybe someday he's driving a scooter. This was really cute tissue paper that I found at a dollar store, and I've used it in a couple of places. This is an envelope, so I just cut the little notchy part of the envelope to make for easier access. And of course, you know I love a crying baby. One of the die cuts I also made, and I don't know if I showed you this or not, but this was called My Truck Book from 1960. And I turned it into an accordion book. So, and I love accordion books. I didn't do anything other than add the black and white polka dotted washi tape. You can see multiple panels, and of course, in the nature of accordion books, the other side has just as many. So this, it ends up being a little bit thick. So I put it in one of these pockets. I hope they love that. This is an image out of a kid's book that, obviously a lot of vehicles there. Oh, I was organizing my scrapbook paper and I found a page of cars, like the Disney cars, with Lightning McQueen and Guido and all of those guys. So you'll see a number of those appearing alongside. Another vintage image of a mother and son. I'm thinking by that haircut it has to be a son, even though I think boys would have, oh, you know what, that could be a girl. Oh, well. And this is the more of that snippet roll, and I just used these cute little die cuts for a bit of decoration and to bring some green onto the page. Vintage wrapping paper. Now those colors don't belong in this book, but again, who says that everything has to be only that one color? This is out of a book about a boy with all those construction type toys. Fussy cut vintage image of a mother looking at a child in a crib. These are like drawings that some of us might do if we were told to draw pictures of children. So I thought that was kind of cute. They could be colored, I suppose. Another, that probably came from Ideals. That sort of looks like an Ideals kind of image. Yeah, I think you would have seen me do this before. It's essentially a coin envelope glued to a piece of black cardstock, sewn around, vellum, spit happens, little tag out of an old scrapbooking kit. And this has turn this page in. This is a belly band. There is something in the coin envelope. Let's see if I can grab his little arm without pulling it right off. And just another one of those really old-fashioned things that you would have found in an old journaling. You know what? If I feel like that arm could, if I should look through I haven't put away all the baby stuff yet. If I have another teddy bear, I will glue one from the other side just to help keep that arm intact. Otherwise he becomes an amputee bear. And again, just another page out of that same baby book with opportunities for people to actually fill out some particulars about the day he was born and so on. I like this. Again, it involved a wheeled vehicle. Typical kid type behavior. If it says danger, keep off, of course, that's where the kid is going to go. That same wrapping paper. Here is more of the Cars stuff. I remember this was a hot item when my oldest grandson was a youngster. So, of course, I used to know all the names of all the cars, all the characters. And, of course, this is cute because it's a family washing a jalopy. The other side of that kid's book with the wheeled vehicles, these are vintage images out of that same little My Truck book. I added these little plastic paper clips in places throughout the journal. They sort of serve the purpose of a tab in this case. Didn't feel the need to add anything to them, and I don't frankly know if plastic would have supported anything like that. School bus, this was a flashcard. Now, because they were trying to teach sounds, I guess, I had to cover up the ool sound at the top, and this is a foam K, which is his initial. Here's a unicycle, obviously on this side, ledger paper, another onesie, and again, the zebra is here simply because it's green, as is this. This was kind of a last minute addition. Now these horses really don't have anything to do with anything. I mean, they're attractive enough, but it was really this page. And I just basically glued this down to the back of this side. It's two boys trying to get some gumballs out of a machine. And of course, a cute dog. This is the other side of that, basically that boy collage. And again, a variety of ages and poses and so on. This paper is very thin, so if I can strengthen it, oh, I guess it's 2 signatures, forgot about that. You know, this helps strengthen the page. What did I do it on this side? Well, same thing. So, I mean, that kind of helps with really thin paper. But of course, I like the Harlequin design. This is a little fabric flip. This was something that I had stamped a long time ago. I used 2 green brads to hold this in place. This was a bit of fabric that Kim had given me in a Happy Mail or in a prize pack. And, you know, license plates are obviously really cute. Same cover fabric, I added that little hand. There are lots of these little hands and bigger hands in Ideals magazines. So I have them in a variety of colors. Again, tractors, wheeled. I don't know if these people, the parents, live on a farm or not, but hey, tractors. This is out of a reader. This is a pocket, a die cut that came in a scrapbooking kit, just of a set of keys. Now, of course, those aren't real keys. That is, in fact, a teething ring. Our big boy and so-and-so, like, announce the birth, and there's a place to enter date, time, weight, and length. Cute little Volkswagen stamps that I had used along the bottom of the page. Looks like a convoy or a parade. That was just a Dollar Tree, part of a Dollar Tree stamp set. This is out of a Richard Scarry book. More of that same book on vehicles. There he is again with his trucks and cars. This boy, of course, I don't know if it's the same one that was hanging at the back of that truck. But in this case, he's progressed to shaving. Can't find it. Oh, different boy. Equally mischievous. And you can just tell by this setup that this is old. With those faucets, this stuff, you know, those tiles, those bathroom tiles are probably green or pink. But yeah, the kid, I sure hope he doesn't have a blade in there. Now this was a really cute die set that I recently got. And of course, I cut a number of these trucks out and cars in a variety of papers. So this is kind of a pearlized one. And I thought, oh, wouldn't it look cute if they were all sort of parked side by side or in a race or whatever. I also used some wood pieces here at the bottom of some vehicles on this little pocket lip. Included this picture of a boy with a cat, more of the tissue paper. I had a special delivery sticker that luckily with a little trimming fit on that cube van, and I thought that was cute. You've seen me show this before. It's just some punch-out shapes. These came out of a digital. These, again, were from Grady's baby shower, you know, umpteen years ago. Some footprints, and I added tiny toes there. Top-loading pocket. I cut this out in such a way that this became a tall tag with Mater and Lightning McQueen. Didn't add anything to the top. It's pretty clear that there's something in there and it's easy to grab. This was out of, I believe, I was going to say Richard Scarry, but I don't think so. This is a Richard Scarry image. Another flashcard, I probably had to cover up the word "ite," light with a. And here's another daredevil trick, heading down a hill on some kind of, who knows what that is. So yeah, this paper is really cute. I think that's a page spread that I used. I used it to make pockets, this top-loading pocket. Vintage wrapping paper, more of the same. Draw a picture for boy. And here's another one of those handprints from Ideals. I used a green paper clip here. I say tiny fingers, and this kid is enjoying bath time. Same bathroom, I would say. Oh, and here's another. Did I put anything? Oh, in this pocket, just more of the Cars characters. And, you know, again, I hope that this isn't a book that just, you know, ends up getting put away. I hope that the little kid actually at some point gets to see what's in it. And this is just another one of those things. Your first bath time adventure, and all by myself. So again, milestones. Slept through the night, sat up by myself, blah, blah, blah. And it doesn't hurt one little bit that it has the green checkered border. So this was similar. I backed two pieces of paper together out of this drawing book and sewed them, you know, in this case to make side-loading pockets. An unhappy girl. So on this other side of this paper, I have this pocket with, again, another piece of vintage wrapping paper, added a booty, added that sentiment. Here's another vintage boy in a bathtub. Another Richard Scarry car. The other side of that page, again with a pocket, top-loading pocket. Can I get this back in? Yes, I can. Out of that book you've come to recognize, here's a bigger onesie. Here's another one of those stickers, and the reason I have it here is because it's covering up the brad that I used. And this is just a brad that's holding these 4 cards that essentially have traffic. This was out of some sort of a game, and these are all, I picked out the green ones that are related to, you know, driving, flat tires, and so on. The dad actually is the manager of a tire repair shop. So, added more of those really cute stickers at the bottom. Threw in a pair of booties. This is a vintage card playing piece or whatever from a vintage game, foreign vintage game. A ticket, just it's there because it's green, and that's that. This is a raised sticker. Now, typically I don't like raised stickers because we can't typically afford the bulk, but in this case, I let it go. This was a cutoff from something, so I just turned it into a side tuck there out of that vintage truck book. And frankly, the reason I have this, I don't know, what is that? Not a school bus, but whatever it is. The reason I have it there is because I had a little boo-boo with my tissue paper that I had to hide. Oh, and this opens up. So I put a tricycle there, and of course there's lots of room to write. Here's another one of the die cuts. I just used some green scrapbooking paper to offset, to make it stand out, pop it against the page. I added a tow truck on the tow truck page. Again, here's a truck and a plane. This is a, what do you call it, vellum sentiment that I added to this. This is vintage wrapping paper. Another fancy paper clip, and it says Mommy's Big Boy. And it's just blank at the back. More of the Volkswagens. I turned these particular ones in, and you can see how I tried to be cognizant of the colors. So the scrapbooking paper at the back of the book, the Argyle over here. So I turned these into side-loading pockets, Flo and Sarge, and just included these dies in such a way that they create some interest, some contrast, white against green, black against green, and I think it's pretty effective. This is the other half of that tractor border. This is, well, the penguin is here because he's black, white, and green. Oh, I've added this post-it note saying, use this vintage book cover as a writing board under the page you're writing on. It smooths things out. So that, oh, see, I've used probably 3 or 4 different kinds of glue there. But because this is rather thick, clearly I have to repair that again. So pocket back there, pocket here. Again, I just layered 2 green papers, added some black and white washi tape, had another one of those old punch outs, had a cute bear, added that in. Signed, or put my name and the year, and that, my lovelies, is that. I will be taking some photos so that I can actually put something on Facebook and Instagram. And I will do this repair, and I will let Renee know that the journal is ready when she is. So this will be going off to a new home, and it allows me, frankly, to put the baby stuff away again. And yeah, make a little extra working space here in the studio. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you've gotten maybe some ideas from seeing this. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.